Today, I tried beating the Resident Evil 4 remake without guns, and to that you might ask how, and then I would tell you that I have grenades, I have melee attacks, and most of all, I have the knife. And this seems like a pretty efficient loadout, but can you beat the entire game with only these weapons? Is there even enough grenades in the game to be able to beat all the long-range enemies? And most of all, how will I get past enemies like the El Gigante, the Verdugo, Krauser, the Regenerators, and Sadler? All those questions will be answered in today's video, but first, rules. Rule number 1, no guns in any way, shape, or form, but I can use the bolt thrower since it's not a gun, but this run will still primarily be knife only, but I will use the bolt thrower every once in a great while. Rule number 2, all weapons are allowed except for guns. This means that I could use the knife, grenades, the bolt thrower, and most of all, my fists. Rule number 3, if a CPU player uses a gun to kill an enemy, it does not count for my score. Like if Mike or Luis were to kill an enemy, it would not count for me. Rule number 4, I must play on hardcore difficulty for this challenge. And special credit to Dante Ravioli for doing these kinds of challenge videos and giving me the idea to do these kind of challenge videos as well. And before we get into the video, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below to enter the giveaway that I'll be doing once I hit 2,000 subscribers. And now without any further ado, let's get into it. So me and the boys pulled up in our sick police car and we sent Mario out to go investigate, and when he didn't come back for a while, I started to get a bit suspicious, so I went to go check for myself, and what I found will shock you. So I just walked into some random dude's house without any permission at all, and he actually started attacking me, so I killed him and—
Wait a minute!
You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence.
And after escaping those guys, I made it all the way to a village where I encountered a creepy dude with a chainsaw, and since I can't use guns in this run, I just ran around for 6 minutes until they all went to play bingo.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
And then we just run for the rest of the chapter without killing a single thing until we find this random dude in a body bag who happens to be my friend Luis, and he takes off as soon as we save him. And the strange part is he also took my $1,500 jacket with him, which is kind of weird, but we get all of our gear back and then immediately sell it to some random dude in a black trench coat. Hey, have you seen a dude around here with a brown leather jacket and shaggy brown hair? Yeah, stranger, he sold me a leather jacket just a minute ago, and I bought it at a high price.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
I'll get you back for that, Luis. Then I save the dog and proceed through the first 5 chapters with no issue at all, with the only enemy I even need to show here being the El Gigante, which I just knifed in the ankles over and over again until the dog came in to help me, and then once he did, we finish off the El Gigante like bada bing bada boom. We secure Ashley for the first of many times, and then we finally make it to the cabin fight with Luis, where I pretty much just run in circles and stab enemies the whole time until Ashley opens the door for us all to escape. Luis, give me the money for that jacket. Then it was time to grill some big cheese, and all I did for this fight was use a couple explosive bolts, my knife, and some grenades, and I ended up finishing him off with this super cool grenade trick. Then I just grabbed his false eye and jumped out of the window, and we were on our way. And the water room was pretty difficult, but after a few attempts we ended up making it out of there unscathed. But then I noticed that Ashley had wrinkles and some crazy looking veins, so I told her that she looked old, and then she stabbed me and ran off. And for the castle, I just chased down the red dude and stabbed him until he gave me the lantern, and then I ran into Ada, and she told me not to save Ashley because she had some kind of parasite that made her age faster, but I told her that I still needed to save her under the president's order, and then we went our separate ways. And then we have the tower with the other El Gigante, and this was super hard because there were enemies everywhere, but I was eventually able to make it to the cannon and kill the El Gigante with one nice swoop, and then we meet up with Ashley, and obviously she was pretty mad at me, so I told her that I was sorry, and then we continued our adventure. So we made it through the maze with ease, and then we set out to get all 3 puzzle pieces, and first up was the lion, where we had to fight the Plaga Knights, which was pretty hard, but not too difficult, and all I did was knife them, and it actually worked a lot better than I thought it would, and that combined with Ashley throwing the lanterns made this part a breeze. And then we have the goat, where I just used some explosive bolts, and the stupid Ganado actually fell for it, so we were good to go. And the snake was easy, we just sat down and took a dinner break.
We sit down to eat, and the potato's a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my fork and I blow till it's cool, just cool, then into the mouth. Nice.
And after putting all the pieces in the puzzle, we were surrounded, so I told Ashley to run, but she came back just a couple minutes later to give me the key to the gate that I was in. Then what do you know, the Verdugo comes out of nowhere and kidnaps her just a couple seconds later. And for the Verdugo room, I just ran as fast as I possibly could and then pulled the lever and got the heck out of there. And then I arrived at the twin Garradors, and this fight was actually a lot easier than you might think. All I needed to do was use some stealth, some explosive bolts, and my knife, and I was able to make it out of yet another boss battle untouched. Like, let's go. More than 2/3 of the way through the game and not a single gun usage to my name. Then we see Ashley chilling with Salazar and the boys, and we get so close to saving her, but then we get thrown down the hatch, and now y'all know what time it is. It's Verdugo time. Then my boy Luis told me that he's got some pills that he took straight from the Fountain of Youth and that they'll help cure Ashley's parasite, so we teamed up to go save her, but along the way, we had some pretty strange encounters, with some of the most interesting being how I took out an entire horde of Ganados on my own with just a knife, which may seem pretty awesome right now, but it's not until I invented my brand new groundbreaking strategy that will change the way that literally everybody plays this game for the rest of time that I could truly say that I am a knife master. So make sure to stick around for that. So after defeating Dr. Salvador Knife Only, I saw this random piece of dynamite, and for some reason I had the urge to pick it up, but little did I know that that dynamite would come in handy just a matter of seconds later. Oh, sorry, Luis. It's not like you were at least 50 feet away from the blast zone or anything. So me and Luis got pretty tired of being crewmates, so we decided that we were gonna vent so we could finally get our chance to be the imposters.
Now you owe me. Luis, heads up!
Ah, Leon, keeping the big brain moves, I see. So for the 2 El Gigantes, I just used my knife for the most part, but I also used some explosive bolts, and I dunked the first one in with the lever, and then for the second one, I pretty much did the exact same thing, but I had a little bit of help from Luis this time thanks to the dynamite, and then we finished him off the same way that we did to his brother. Then I gave Luis a boost, since he apparently doesn't know how to climb, and then he unlocked the door for me, but sadly, this is where we come to gun usage number 1. So if you guys have ever played this game, you would know that it forces a red 9 into Leon's hands, and it won't let you use anything else, and what makes it worse is that you have to use the gun or it'll kill your guy immediately. But I did only use the gun to blow up barrels and to switch tracks, and I did not kill any enemies with the gun, so I'll let you guys debate in the comments on if that should count or not, but I guess I'll slap it down right there as gun usage number 1. Then me and the homie jumped off the minecart in just the nick of time and landed on this random platform where we found an elevator, and while we were in the elevator I asked Luis why he was helping me, and he told me that it made him feel better about something.
What do you mean by that?
And when we got out of the elevator, some crazy psycho man came and killed Luis, and it wasn't just any psycho man, it was my long-lost comrade Krauser. And he was still salty because the military wouldn't let him serve anymore because I'm just way better than he is, and he's been carrying a grudge ever since. Then we played a little bit of patty cake before deciding that it was time to get serious, and then we had a little bit of a knife fight, and I think it's safe to say that I put him in his place because I stabbed him several different times in several different places until he got staggered, and then I kicked him in the face before he fled the scene. And as Luis was dying on the ground, he gave me a key and told me that it was for the Fountain of Youth that he had been spending years creating and to use it on Ashley once I save her. So as I lit his last smoke for him and we both said our goodbyes, I knew from that point forward that I needed to get revenge on Krauser for the evil deeds that he has done. Then I got a hunch from Ada that Ashley's definitely in the clock tower and that she's being held captive by the short man and his homeboys. And what do you know, as soon as I got there, I was greeted by none other than the short man himself, and I told him that I was coming to get Ashley whether he liked it or not, and he got a bit mad at that and stormed off. Not wanting him to get away, I chased him down, and here's where the single most important strategy you will ever do in a video game comes into play. I like to call it the shindig, and it's essentially where you go up and stab an enemy in their kneecaps over and over again until they fall down onto their knees, and then you either kick them or suplex them. And this trick even works on the biggest of boys like the Regenerators, Krauser, Sadler, and many more. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe down below if you're gonna use this trick or if you're just enjoying the video so far. And then we have the lift, which was super laggy, so I can't show any of the footage of it here, but I will say that I did do the entire lift knife only, and I pretty much used the shindig and kicked all the enemies off of there. And may I remind you all that I am on hardcore mode. Like, I'm telling you, this shindig trick is no joke. So when I ran up there and saw both the short man and the salty man standing there, I thought I was about to get a 2-for-1 special, but then Krauser ran away like a chicken yet again, so I was left to fight the short man. And it seems like he got pretty fed up with me calling him short, so he went and became a giant creepy monster. So Salazar wasn't too hard, I just hit him with some perfectly timed grenades, some explosive bolts, and my knife, and after a few times of rinsing and repeating the process, I was finally able to kill him after just about 4 attempts. And then I found a boat, but Ada had the key, so I had to bring her along, and apparently she was still salty about me not ditching Ashley, so she ditched out on me for the second time. And the beginning of the island was actually very easy. All I did was kill Porky Pig, get past the rocket launcher guy, and sneak into the lab and grab the key card, but once I did, I started hearing random sounds. Oh god, what is that thing? Here, take that. Oh yeah. Still no match for the shindig, I see. Then I found Ashley and gave her some of the youth medicine that I got from Luis, and once she wakes up from her nap, we were on our way, and I've officially secured Ashley for the second time.
Pretty much a master of unlocking.
Oh, you are Ashley. Oh, I completely forgot your name was Jill. Oh wait, it's not. Haha. The wrecking ball part was actually pretty easy. All I did was just use the grenade trick and we were out of there with one swoop from the wrecking ball. Then Leon fails the challenge, and because of his reckless behavior, Sadler decides to take Ashley once again, and now it's time to fight Krauser. This battle is literally no different than it would be on a normal playthrough because I just use my knife anyways.
You'd have known that once.
Oh, my back.
This is for Luis, Krauser. For Luis! And now we proceed to Chopper Mike's part, and he helped out quite a bit, but not a ton since it is on hardcore mode, and like I said in the beginning of the video, if it's not Leon that kills them with a gun, it does not count as a kill for Leon. And then somehow I hit this perfectly timed bolt thrower bullet, and let me tell you, that part was so hard without the turret, but somehow I was able to do it. So please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and maybe even consider becoming a channel member, I don't know. But moving on, I flipped the 2 levers and met up with Mike outside the area, but then Sadler killed Mike. No, Mike. You are a great soldier, and you will be avenged, Mike. Sadler, I'm coming to get you. Then we secure Ashley for the third time, but this time we had a little bit of help from Ada, and then using Luis's key, we finally found it. The Fountain of Youth. So then we each took a dip, and now it's Sadler time. This is what it had all been leading up to this entire time. This battle was for Mario, for Luis, and for Mike. I've been perfecting my knife skills and saving up grenades for the whole run, and now it's time to put it all to use. So I started by knifing each individual eyeball until he revealed his mouth eye, and then I'd go and stab him right in the mouth, and when he tried to attack me, I just hit him with the shindig. Yes, it really is that effective, and it even works on Sadler, because eventually this happened. Oh yeah, that's right, I beat Sadler knife only, but we aren't out of the woods yet, cause we still got phase 2 to deal with. So I started by using some explosive bolts and dodging the tentacles, and then Ada threw down the rocket launcher, but I tried to see if you could beat Sadler without it, but sadly you just end up with this death screen. So sadly we come to gun usage number 2, and then I kill him and stab his mouth eye, give Ada the youth sample, and ride out into the sunrise with Ashley on a jet ski. But I want to know your thoughts and opinions. Did I do good on the challenge? Was the video entertaining for y'all? And most of all, was the run a success? I would say yes, because there were only 2 times that I had to use a gun, and both times I was forced to or else I couldn't continue with the game. So yeah, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below, and maybe even consider joining the channel for members only perks. And subscribing automatically enters you into the giveaway that I'll be doing once I hit 2,000 subscribers, and check the description for more information on that. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll see you all on the next episode of Bagels Battles.